everybody. Welcome to the Sens Fan Podcast on YouTube now. Yay! Welcome, everybody, to the show. Let's just get started. This is March 25th, 2017. And, let's get to it. So, anyways, first off, I would like to address why I'm on YouTube and not SoundCloud. Right now, I was trying to upload a few podcasts this week, but SoundCloud wasn't allowing me, and I just realized maybe it's because of my, the stupid thing with SoundCloud is that you can only upload a certain amount of recordings, and then they don't allow you to record anymore until you buy their Pro package. So instead, I'm going onto YouTube. Subscribe to this channel. This is where I'm going to be doing the Sens Fan Podcast from now on. This is just it's just the only other way I can do it, and I know it will work, and I've done something similar to this before. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get to the let's go to the Sens Roundup. The last game I did, I think, was the Tampa Bay game, so I have quite a few games to catch up on. Alright, just pulling up this calendar here just so I don't mess up on the scores. Alright, on the 16th we played against the Chicago Blackhawks, a really solid game, but they just got one more goal than us and beat us 2-1. On the 18th we hosted Montreal and we lost to Montreal. That was a 3-4 shootout loss, but we played pretty good that game. I remember that game. The next night we were in Montreal, and that was probably the worst game of the past, I'd say for the past month. That was probably our worst game we played on the 19th against Montreal. Boston game was a chippy game. There was no way, honestly, if Anderson didn't play the way he did, we wouldn't have won that game. That was a 3-2 victory over the Boston Bruins. And then we got a 2-1 victory over the Pittsburgh Penguins in a shootout. A very physical game, and we were able to pull over the former Stanley Cup champions, which was just awesome. Taking a look at the standings right now, we are 1 point behind Montreal, and we have one game in hand. But look who's right on our ass right now, the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're 5 points behind us with the same amount of games as us. I don't expect them to catch us, but it's weird. Boston's right out of a playoff spot right now, and I was expecting to play against Boston. I wanted a series against Boston so badly. The game that we played against them this week made me really want to have a series against them. But I'll even welcome the Toronto Maple Leafs. That would be a more competitive series, I think. Have the Toronto Maple Leafs come in instead of Boston. So, in my opinion, I think that Boston was just going to be the easier opponent, but Toronto is going to be the more competitive, I think. So, it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Who knows? Maybe we might even leapfrog over Montreal tonight, or maybe we'll leapfrog over Montreal. We won't even have to worry about playing the Maple Leafs, or we won't have to worry about playing the Rangers. The road to 97, you can see we were only 7 points away. 7 points away from 97 points, which is my hypothetical playoff to get into the playoffs. That's hypothetically where I place us. Road to 97, so 7 points. Out of it, it's easily obtainable. We just need 3-4 wins. It's easily obtainable. This was the hardest part of the schedule. The next month, April, is still pretty tough, but I think we have a better chance of coming around and getting the last little bit of wins we need there. And maybe we stay competitive and fight first. Honestly, I don't even think a series against Rangers, it's going to be a hard series, but even that, we have good games against the Rangers, and I think that'd be a really competitive series, I think. I wouldn't be over it. But anyways, for playoff opponents right now, we have the Maple Leafs. Obviously, they're 5 points behind us, and that, and here's the thing, and everyone, I want to talk about the playoffs just quickly, the way that's set up with the whole wild card situation. Everyone's making a big deal like, oh, well, how is it that a team like the Rangers, who has more points than the entire Atlantic Division, will be playing as a wild card team against a team that has less points than them, and they have home ice advantage? And I think this keeps the divisions more competitive. I like the way it's set up for the competitiveness, because I think I did the math in the standings. Like I think if you didn't do it that way, I think if you did it the other way, like the old way, the 1 versus 8, I think Ottawa would not have home ice advantage, and they would play against the Rangers. Which, yes, I guess that would be like, obviously it makes the most sense, like Rangers and Sanders. Or was it Rangers or was it Blue Jackets? I can't remember. But I like this way because then you have division matchups. Like, your first round is always going to be competitive. It's always going to be like, and you played these teams so many times. Like us against Maple Leafs. Doesn't that sound like an amazing first round? Yeah, maybe a lower team is out in the first round, but like, you're playing for a division. Each division is different. Like, Metropolitan had the four-headed monsters of Capitals, Penguins, and Blue Jackets, and Rangers. So, and the Atlantic has just been a steady, two-way, three-way race, if you want to even say that. I wouldn't even go three-way. Two-way race between the Sens and the Canadiens. And I like the way that's set up. I think it makes for a more exciting first round. Yeah, sure, you might get a lower team get in there to advance to the second round or even the third round. But I like it. It's not like, I like it how it's division-wise. A lot of people may say it's stupid. It's a stupid design. And like Senators, yeah, maybe this season, compared to the rest of the Metropolitan, they didn't deserve home ice advantage. But I like the way this is set up. It makes for a competitive, what would you call it, season. Anyways. So, that's the Sens fan roundup. Right now we're playing Toronto in the playoffs. Doesn't look like Boston's out right now at the playoffs, so obviously they can get back in with a couple wins, but Toronto has one game on hand on them, and it looks like we could play Toronto in the playoffs. And I prefer Boston series, but Toronto would be excited too. I'm just excited for Ottawa Senators playoffs. I don't even care who we play against. Win first, play against the Rangers. I don't even care. We get home ice advantage. If we stay first or second, we get home ice advantage. Easier opponent if we stay second place, which is weird. This is like that's how it worked out this season. All right. Let's go to the pointers. I have three things I want to talk about today. First off, that game against Pittsburgh. That slash. Crosby the slasher. Honestly, yeah, that was nasty. That was really, really nasty. And the fact that, I've been hearing it from a lot of NHL hockey players, that slash is a common play. Like, it doesn't get called. Like, I don't get how you slash a stick, that's a penalty. You slash a hand, that's not a penalty. To me, that just, especially if it's that dangerous of a slash. Gruesome pictures. And honestly, one thing I don't quite understand, Pittsburgh, or was it yeah, we were in Pittsburgh, I do believe. No, this was in Ottawa, yeah. The one thing I don't quite get, Canadian Tire Center, why would you show that on the Jumbotron? Like, that was, like, if I was a fan, I wouldn't want to see that. Like, especially, like, show that to my little kid, I wouldn't really want to see that. I get that's the part of the game, and yeah, sure, you'll see bloody people, but that fingertip hanging right off on the Jumbotron, I do agree Crosby deserved a penalty for that, and at least a minor penalty for slashing, but suspension, as much as I like to say, yeah, fuck Crosby, he totally injured one of our players and everything like that, again, you see that it's a hockey play. Unfortunately, he doesn't deserve it. He's been a little unruly with his stick lately, but then again, he also got hit in the face with the stick and nothing came from it, so, and this brings the point, does this bring up a point that, what was I going to say? let's bring up the point that there's special treatment for star players. And the major thing is unfortunately, as much as I'd love to say, oh yeah, Crosby deserved a penalty, I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. So before I get into my next point, and just quickly check in. Oh crap! Okay, I'm just checking the Twitter feed to see the Sens thing for Montreal's game, and I just realized I had to change my first goal prediction. So right from the horse's mouth, and I'm going to take a screenshot and I'm going to add that into the podcast. Right there, Boucher Updates lineup, Stone and Clayson drawing from Methot and Stahlberg. I thought Stahlberg might have would score first. Now I'm going to have to change that up. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Anyways, so Stone is coming in today, guys. I expected him to play against Philly, but hey, he's coming in. That's awesome. We need that goal-scoring kick from him. Hopefully, and he just makes everyone better. You just see how he was playing like before he got injured. He's just, he makes everyone better, and I think we've been missing that. We've been playing gritty games, but Stone coming back in is gonna help Brassard and Burrows play a lot better. I really think Burrows is going to. Burrows should get a goal tonight, I think. Anderson's starting tonight's game. So Stone, I'm excited. I am excited to see that happen. So, goaltending supreme. That's the last pointer I got. You got Anderson on one end, you got Condon on the other end. 2 games this week. The second game against Montreal, was not the greatest game. That Anderson played. The first game Anderson played, he did fairly well. It was just that game against Montreal was just all over the place. The first game and the second game was just, why did he get the start? Anyways, then you go to the second game. You go to the 2 games this week: the Boston game and Pittsburgh game. 2 strong goaltending performances. We wouldn't have been able to win them without our goaltending. Goaltending has been amazing, and Condon. Just the way Condon played against Pittsburgh was just unbelievable, and it makes me feel like we have a 2-headed monster going into the playoffs. Honestly, I think we see that we see really 2-headed goaltending monster. Before I remember the last playoffs we went to, we had Hammond and Anderson, but Anderson just wasn't quite there, and Hammond just didn't play as strong as he should have, I think. I think that was the year. I think so. Yeah. Because I don't think we, that was the year. So we didn't have a really strong goaltending that season. This is the opposite. I think we have 2 great goaltenders. If Anderson's not playing that well, we can put Condon in. If he's not playing well, Anderson go back in. I've been really impressed with our goaltending this season. We haven't really had a major breakdown of our goaltenders. They've been really strong throughout the entire season, and I'm super excited for the playoffs. We have just elite goaltending, and that's dividends. That's going to make a big difference. And we have Carlson, King Carl, who's just been really amazing, and turned his game into a more defensive-minded game like Boucher wanted, and that's something that we can take into consideration when we go into the playoffs, that Senators could be a dominant team going into the playoffs, and especially since and the thing is, besides that one game against Montreal, these last 4 games have proven to me that Ottawa in the playoffs can play against any team and they can be competitive, and I'm excited because we've had injuries. We still have injuries. We constantly have injuries. Now we have Methot out. He's going to be out for a couple weeks, and now we also have Stahlberg out. So we constantly have a constant changing of injuries, and we still find a way to keep winning. I'm hoping we're all healthy by the time the playoffs start, but we can't get what we want all the time. Anyways, time to go into predictions. I'm going to do some predictions for the next couple of games. Actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna add something here. I'm gonna choose my player of the week or player of the podcast. Yeah, player of the podcast. So this is where, like, from the last games that from my roundup and the pointers, where I'm going to choose one player that I felt has really turned up his game and or really has performed the best this past week. There's a lot of we could choose a lot of players this week, but I'm gonna go with who should I go with this week? So the player of the podcast, which is like last couple games that I placed on the podcast, I'm going to choose one player to say, hey, this guy I felt has been performing the best. Now everyone, let's see, you know what? This week, let's see, who do we have going on? Pyatt's been getting some bouncy goals. No, I think it's pretty much determined that I'm going to go with Turris. Turris this week, he had 2 goals against Boston. And he also scored a shootout against Pittsburgh. I think and then he also just about had a really awesome chance against Price on Sunday. I think Turris has been playing really good. A close second was Condon. Like, I think Condon, honestly, Condon could easily be there too. Turris, Condon, I think those are the players of this week. They've been really great. Like, Condon's performance against Pittsburgh was just amazing. All right, guys, let's go into some predictions for the next couple games, because I don't think I'm going to be recording this as often as I was this SoundCloud thing, because this one I have to put together a video and upload it and everything like that. I'm not predicting my next video till April 2nd maybe. Even still, I'm not 100% sure how that's going to go, because I am going to be changing some things up here. So be prepared that I may not. This is the format that I'm going to do when I record it, but it may not stay like this, or it may not come onto a consistent schedule yet. I'm hoping to change that. And maybe we might be able to come through it. Anyways, let's go to predictions. Tonight's game against Montreal. Ottawa should have a good performance. Stone's back. Clayson's going in. I've been impressed with Clayson, and I'm predicting a 4-3 win for the Senators. Obviously, I'm going to pick the Senators on all of my predictions, but I think the score is what more really matters. The 4-3 game is what I'm predicting. Philly, the game against Philly, I don't expect a high-scoring game. I'm expecting a close-scoring game, 2-1. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to change that. I'm making this a 4-2 game. I don't know, something just told me, change it. Game against Wilds 3-2. I think that's the kind of game we're going to play against the Wild. The Jets is going to be a rematch after that whole what I'm trying to remember, what did the Jets do again? Truba's hit on Stone. We're going to get revenge in Jets. They're thinking, we're going to sweep April Fools, guys, because that's on April Fool's Day. Sens are going to beat you 5-4. Anyways, like I said, I don't know when my next podcast is. I'm thinking April 2nd might be this next one. Or maybe we might include the next game on there, which is against Detroit. Who knows? I don't know yet. So I'm hoping the 2nd. I'm thinking the 2nd I might be able to, but I might be busy. So just be aware of that. I might not be able to record, and things might get a little hectic for the first little while while I'm getting everything figured out in April. But for now, that's the Sens Land podcast, guys. Go Sens go, and the road to 97, we are only 7 points away from it. And if these 4 games go good, we should be able to clinch our playoff spot by the end of this week. Alright, and I dropped the pen, that means I'm done. Go Sens go, and I'll see you guys on the next one.